Did you know children have consumed more than 1 year's worth of sugar in less than 6 months? This is according to latest figures from Public Health England's National Diet and Nutrition
So
Survey.
here we are, middle of June, and they've already had enough
a year's worth of
for
sugar.
the whole year. Let's have a look at the figures, shall we? Children aged between 4 and 10 shouldn't be having more than the equivalent of 5 to 6 sugar cubes a day, but they're actually consuming, well, more than twice that, 13 on average. That's about 52 grams of sugar.
Lots of numbers. We'll show you how it looks in a moment. Sugary soft drinks, cakes, sweetbreads, table sugar. These are the sources of sugar that are creeping into their diets. And this high amount of consumption means that children are on track to consume a whopping 4,800 cubes of sugar by the end of the year. So what does that look like? Yeah, what does that look like? It looks like that. 20 kilos of sugar. That's what it looks like. Can you imagine? I mean, the problem is it creeps into your diet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With other foods. Well, we'll talk about this more. Nicola at Ludlam-Raine is with us. Good morning. What are you thinking, John?
I'm seeing that and I just can't believe it. You know, I've got kids and you try and limit what they're eating sugar-wise. A lot of it's hidden sugar, isn't it? But there's no hiding that.
Definitely not. And I think what this report has shown is that the majority of the sugar is actually coming from fizzy drinks. So drinks between meals, maybe Coca-Cola, energy drinks, which really children between the ages of 4 to 10 shouldn't be having at all. They should be drinking milk or water.
Yeah, but it's not just those fizzy drinks. I mean, the reason I said to you, what are you thinking? Because as I know, as a parent, you've just gone, I try. I really try.
That is a gobsmacking sight.
And it's a frustrating message as well, because we were talking about other places that sugar creeps into food. So it can't just be the kids when they're out of sight, they're drinking fizzy drinks and all of that amounts to that. It's got to be elsewhere in terms of education and in terms of food and where it's creeping. Is it like tomato sauces? Who knows what it is?
You're right. I think a lot of it is the snacky food. So we're a nation of snackers. We love our chocolate bars, our biscuits, sweets. So it's the things that are creeping in maybe after school.
But cereals, for example. You know, you're constantly told how healthy cereals are, aren't you? They've got your 5 grains or whatever they say.
High fibre.
High fibre, exactly. But they still have lots of sugar in it. And these are basic foodstuffs that are basic part of everyday life.
Yeah, and you're right. And on the cereal front, a lot of the cereals that are marketed to children with cartoons on are often sugar-coated, honey-coated and chocolate-coated. And they're the cereals which, pester power the adults end up buying for the kids, but really it's the plainer cereals and it's the porridge that we should be giving our kids on a regular basis.
Do you know what? Those sugary ones are often the ones that are reduced as well, most heavily reduced. You get really good bargains. You go in 99p for a whole box of that. That's a good deal.
You're right, and I think the government obesity strategy is coming out later this year, and it'd be really good to see a tighter control on the advertising and also on promotions. So it would be great to see more promotions put onto the healthy foods, things like fruits and vegetables, and giving parents meal ideas. I mean, the Change for Life campaign by Public Health England is fantastic. There's loads of healthy swaps and ideas on their website as well.
But if you've got a ready meal, for example, which is piled with salt, fats and sugars very, very often, and it's 99 pence, and then you have the alternative of fruit and, high fibre, no grains or whatever, looking at £4 or £5 at least.
I think supermarkets have done a lot lately. They host free magazines on the till, and often you can feed a family of 4 for £5. So I think it's about encouraging parents to get into the kitchen, get their kids involved in cooking, and most councils do actually provide these cook and eat sessions, so helping parents with the simple cooking methods as well. And you mentioned cost. When it comes to a chocolate bar, I think now you're talking about 60, 70, 80p. Where it comes to a bunch of bananas, you can get 5 small ones for about £1.
Actually, I was talking about ready meals.
Compared
to fresh food, fresh cooking, because it's convenience, isn't it? And they're often much cheaper than the raw stuff.
So I think it's about breaking down perception, and that actually, if you spend half an hour in the kitchen, you can whip up a really healthy meal for 4. But it's about spending the time in the kitchen and preparing food.
When you talk about giving parents lessons and supermarkets making changes, I can hear thousands of people across the UK saying, "Nanny state, don't tell us how to live our lives." What do you say to them?
I think so. The research shows what we shouldn't be doing is controlling the child. So basically banning them from drinking certain things or eating certain things. What parents need to do is provide a healthy environment with food choices within limits. So teaching them about healthy foods, and actually the sugary drinks and snacks are okay, but it's the moderation that counts. And also I think it's not obsessing about children's weight per se, but it's just teaching them to be healthy and active and to have more of the healthy foods on a regular basis.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for coming in this morning and bringing your shopping with you.
Yeah, well done, Nicola.
I'm sure it's not your
Good luck
shopping.
with that.
If you've got